Are you sitting comfortably? Let the show begin, featuring Cacharel. Hi, I'm Gabby, and welcome back to another edition of the Fragrantician, where I am perspiring, but there we go. Still on with the show. That's what we say. So I'm going to be introducing to you my whole range of Cacharel fragrances because I've had a few new ones added to the collection. And if you saw my full, complete videos of all my fragrance collection, I did just briefly talk about them because now they're starring in this show. So let's get on with it, shall we? So let's get on with the first one. Yeah, the one that came out that started the phenomena. If you love Cacharel and their fragrances, hit a like. Even if you don't, just hit a like, because Cacharel deserves a big like, don't we think? So the first one I'm going to talk about is the original Anais or Anais by Cacharel. This is, I mean, let's face it, I think it's quite a masterpiece of a fragrance. That's my opinion. Plethora of notes. I'm not going into any of these notes. I'm giving you the vibe. I'm giving you the tea on this. There's no tea note in this, however, but this scent has purple florals, white florals. It is a floral cacophony. Well, I've got a scratch. Oh, it is a floral cacophony. You have to like vintage scents. Yes, it's vintage, but let's face it. This you can wear day or night. It came out in 1978 or 79. It's just divine. I wore this a lot in the mid 90s when I was going clubbing, thinking I was the it girl wearing this. Believe you me. And obviously this came out a good 10, 15 years before. And I keep taking the top off and sniffing. I mean, the bottles, everybody thinks Cacharel bottles are either tacky or they love them. I'm one of them that I love them, but that's just me. But an A&A by Cacharel, I have a backup bottle and another backup bottle of that backup bottle because I've been obsessed with this fragrance lately. So we salute you. Next one that came out in I've got the wrong one in my hand, 1987, I believe. Lulu. Who is she? Who's that girl? She is Lulu, as the advertising was for. This is, like an A&A, an original formula. And this one is actually from the early 90s. So this is 1991, I think, of this batch code. So this is an original formula. Now, it is tuberose, but it has plum and cinnamon and spices, and again, a bit like Dior, Poison. This is a love or a hate. I know there are some people out there that don't particularly like this phrase, and I'm not looking at you, Maria Collette, or and 50 Cents UK, or anybody else. But to me, this is sultry vibes. This is made for Louise Brooks, the silent film era. Yes, Claude. Yes, he completely agrees. From the silent film era, this is a beauty. And I would say the bottle, I'm not overly enamoured with the bottle. However, this one here, with all its tassels and everything, this is the pure perfume. Now this, oh, it is strong like you would not believe. It is, you put little 2 tabs of this and it's like you are wearing Lulu. That's how strong it is. Pure perfume, and 7.5 mils this is. I just love it. I love Cacharel Lulu. And do you like Cacharel Lulu? Do you think that it's an outdated fragrance? Do you think we shouldn't be wearing it? Heavens forbid. But if you're Camp Lulu, like I am, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just the queen of the Pandora's box. Open that box, everything will come out spilling, and you'll be spilling of Lulu. So Lulu Cacharel, this is 1987, and I love it. Moving on to 1994, I think, is Eden. Again, this is a formula from 1997, I believe, when I looked up the batch code. So this is an original, 100 mils. I have a backup bottle of this, not a 100 mil, but a 30 mil, because I just cannot be without Eden. It is, now, when they advertised it, they were saying, oh, it's this lush forest and it's delicate and who did the marketing on that? It's not delicate at all. It is a fragrance that commands attention, like Lulu, like an A&A. They are all fragrances that command attention, especially these three. It is, well, it has a mimosa note, so it has like this herbaceous yellow floral, but it also has water lily, melon rind. It's just patchouli, earthy. It's earthy. It's slightly sweet, but I wouldn't say it's very sweet at all. It can be almost, at first spray, quite pungent. This is the thing with fragrances, certainly with Cacharel fragrances. Spray, you're going to test it. Wait about 30 seconds and then just smell after it dissipates. And you'll find the aromas of this scent lingers. All of these scents, strong, 10 plus hours on my skin, projection, like a bomb, it really is. Eden by Cacharel, one of my other favourites. Moving on to 1998 or 1999 when this came out, Noah. This is, again, a vintage bottle, and I have a backup bottle of this as well in a 50 ml. This is like a slight departure of the previous three. It's still strong, it's still out there, but it is a bit more ethereal, because it has, when you do spray it, first of all, you get like this coriander note I get, which I'm not really overly keen on. But again, after a minute, once it dries down, you get this beautiful florals of the peonies, musk, clean musk it is, and slight coffee note, ever so slight, but it's not like sweet, it's more like black coffee, just mixed with those florals. And yeah, it's beautiful. I love the bottle design, and as it's aged, obviously it's got more darker. But the spray on this isn't the best. I'm going to spray just a little bit on my hand there, just to reacquaint myself with it. See, I can smell it now. It's that first sniff of it is quite almost screeching. It's screaming. But as it dies down, it's soft, it's airy, it's a cuddle in a bottle almost. It's one of those scents I wear if I'm feeling really quite anxious or uptight or full of angst. But spraying that, it's like, to me, it feels like it's okay, I'm here. Take a deep breath, drop those shoulders and breathe. It really is like that. That's what it conveys to me. Do you like Noah? It's, gosh, I made a hefty dent in this. There's not a smell like it. With all of Cacharel fragrances, bar one or two. They are all quite unique. They never get much love. They need more love. And although they are a designer brand now owned by L'Oreal, I'm still going to harper back to the originals. So if you can source the originals, source them, especially if they're sealed in a box, like all of mine were. You've grabbed a deal. You know, I just love it. Just love it. So Noah by Cacharel, a beautiful, soft, musky, clean, ethereal, hug in a bottle scent. We're moving into the 21st century, and we're going to talk about Amour Amour by Cacharel. This wasn't the next one that was launched after Noah. There was actually one called Gloria. Do you remember Gloria? That was a scent of its own as well, which I think came out in about 2002. Sadly discontinued. You can get it online, Gloria, but you need a second mortgage. It is so rare. And I'm not going to pay £200 for a 30ml or 50ml bottle, let alone a 100ml. The body mists for Gloria go for over £100 alone. So I think it's silly money. I don't want to spend that kind of money just on that. But when Amour Amour came out, this is what I call a real fruity floral. You've got blackcurrant, you've got rose, it's semi-sweet, I would say this is. It's a safe scent to wear. It's a daytime scent or an evening scent, like all of the others are. I mean, wear what you want, when you want, how you want. Don't let society dictate to you what you want to wear. You wear what you want to wear. And if I feel I'm in an A&A or a Lulu or an Amour Amour moment, I'm going to wear it. So Amour Amour by Cacharel, and now they've got flankers like you wouldn't believe. There must be at least 10 or 15 flankers of this, which I'm not even going to bother with purchasing. The OG, I think, is the best. Moving on to a flanker of an A&A, and that is this baby, an A&A Eau Légère. This is a 100ml. Now, to me, it's like a chunk of chocolate mixed with florals. And it's milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. And it's not prominent, but it is there. And there's this, I'm pretty sure that there's this chocolate flower note. I'm going to look it up and then it'll come on the on the screen, what note it is. So be patient. But this, I'm going to spray a bit of this because I am addicted to this scent. I've had this a very short while and I think I've down to there. Yeah. This one, though, you have to spray a lot to get good projection and sillage. It's delicate. You get those florals there it's like, I feel like you're walking along the coast and there's this kind of like sea breeze. And then behind you, there's just these fields of flowers with chocolate. I know, strange combination, but this came out, I think, in 2006, I think. But this discontinued. This is, again, extremely rare to find. If you can find it, go for it. It's, I would say, 50% DNA of the original A&A. So it has got that DNA in there, but it's different in the aspect of it's more sweeter. It's semi-sweet. I would say an A&A, you can get sweetness from florals, but in an A&A, the original, although there's just a touch and a minuscule touch of sweetness, it's all about the spikiness of the florals. That's why I call it my gothic, naughty, mischievous fairy scent. You know, you never know what's that mischievous gothic fairy is going to do. Whereas this one, this is innocent fairy, this is. Oh, It's just lovely. I must put the brakes on this a bit because I've only got one bottle of this and I want this to last. And oh, it's just welcome to the family, honey. Moving on, I think, to a year or two later, to the latter parts of the 2000s, or maybe 2007, 2008. This one, yes. You can see there, it says Liberté, liberty in French. Now this, Electra, stop it! Now this is, do you know what? I don't like the top of this. This top, you have to find a groove to put it in. I like this bottle, but I'm not completely enamoured with it, shall we say. But this is a 100ml bottle. Excuse the sirens. This has sweetness from, I feel it has candy floss in it. Doesn't have candy floss in it, but it is sweet. But there, it has like this, it has, I do believe, like an orange marmalade note in. Yeah, and it certainly does. It's not one of the longest scents. It's moderate. Probably lasts about 4 hours on my skin tops. And again, you have to spray quite a lot. And I've only worn this about twice, and I'm already down to there. So, yeah. It, again, discontinued. Why? Why? Well, we know why, don't we? It's all about money and profits. Profits and loss. So that's probably why it was discontinued. I'm just making a stab in the dark there. But if you like this orange marmalade note that is kind of like slightly sour, but it's sweet as well. There's no candy floss in it, but I feel because it's so sweet, it has this sugary vibe to it. And I think it's beautiful. So you can still get this on the grey market. Again, it's very hard to find, but Liberté by Cacharel. It is a sunny scent. If this could be a colour, this is what this would be. And it's like this orangey, also has the note of orange in there as well. So you have to like a citrusy orange with the marmalade note. And I love it. Moving on to the next one, which I do believe came out about 2009, maybe. I'm just hazarding a guess. But it is Scarlet. Look at I just love this art deco feel to it. And then you take the top off and it's like, these are one of those scents though that I think actually looks quite nice without the top on it. There's the name Scarlet there. And I think it's really nice. This is a real clean, fresh, slightly sweet. Could be easily worn to work, won't offend. I think Noah won't offend and Amor won't offend, whereas, and an A Eau Légère won't offend, whereas Eden or the original A or Lulu, well, I've worn them to work because I do, but you've got to be easy on the trigger with that. Even with the reformulated versions, they're still quite strong. So, yeah, don't spray 10 plus sprays, only spray a few sprays of an Eden, an A or Lulu. But this one is, I read a review on Fragrantica and there was this girl and she was obviously going through a lot of heartache and she said when she smelt this would calm her. And it does have this kind of calming, soothing tone to it. It has like this tea note in combined with the florals. If you like, right, Claude? If you like On Je Demande Le Secret, this has got this kind of like similar vibe going through it. Out of all of these scents, though, I would say this is the poorest longevity and the poorest sillage. It only lasts a maximum of about 2 to 3 hours on my skin, and the projection isn't mega strong. This sits close to the skin. But let's face it, Claude, go sit down, that's a good boy. But let's face it, sometimes you want to be in the mood for that kind of scent. And believe it or not, sometimes I am in the mood for that. And actually, I'm going to say something now. I went for the bottle alone, the design, which I loved because it looks vintage. It's very youthful, this smell as well, if I'm going to put an age range on it. But so the kind of bottle design compared with the smell, it goes kind of like contradictory to it, but I still love it nonetheless. Scarlet by Cacharel. I'm so glad I have it in my collection, and it was a successful blind buy. Now, moving on to scents that have come out in the last 10, 12 years. So, the next one is Catch Me. And there is a flanker called Catch Me Low. Now, you can still get these on certain websites if you look, even though this has been discontinued. Some people describe this as a slightly tamed down version of Alien by Thierry Mugler. So if you want a bit of a softer scent than Alien, then wear this. I mean, I love the bottle as well. That juice is really darkened, but it's got jasmine in, but it's fresh, but it's still slightly spicy. It still has a little bit of backbone and oomph to it. Again, you could wear this daytime or nighttime. This is a moderate scent. It lasts about 4 to 5 hours on my skin, and the projection is at arm's length for the first hour or two. So yeah, it's good in that respect. I don't know why they discontinued it though, because I got this actually on a boat duty free several years ago now, after I tested it, and I thought, wow, never seen that Cacharel before. And yeah, it stayed permanently. I'm toying with the idea of getting the Catch Me Low version. Not sure. Who knows? But we just got a different bottle colour to it. But I still love this nonetheless. I love Catch Me If You Can. Moving on to about 2016, I think this came out, or 2015, an A&A Premier Delis. Now this doesn't really resemble the original by no means, whereas Eau Légère does. It's emphasised on this chocolatey note, but it has pear as well, and the pear is prominent. And I love pears. I love eating pears. I love the smell of pears. It's so sweet, this fragrance. This is probably the sweetest. Liberté is very sweet, but it's a different kind of sweet. It's more candy floss sweet, whereas this is more sweetness of the fruits with that powdered cocoa. This has like powdered cocoa powder. I love this, and I know my scent sister, Paola Bianca, she loves this, and I'm going to talk about another one in a minute that she loves. But this one, yeah, I love it. Daytime, nighttime, flirty, happy, carefree. That's what this scent reminds me of. And at the moment, because my health hasn't been the best, not just physically, but mentally as well, this gets me through days. Scent gets me through days. So on that note, an A&A Premier Delis, You Soothe Me. The last two, one is an original, one is a flanker. Yes, this one, and I think it's down to about here now. I think. Now, this is, I kid you not, I did smell this when this first came out, but I was in an environment at the time when I was in a place where I couldn't really test it out, and I smelt it and thought, oh, yeah, that's nice. Don't know if I want that though. That said, I went into the shop a couple of months back and tested it again, and I sprayed quite liberally with it. Whatever witchcraft is in here, it really seduced me. It's slightly floral, but I would say it's more sweetness and fruitiness and, oh, I've got to spray a bit. Oh, it's just, oh yeah, it's got the fruits of that raspberry comes through. Some people would say this is maybe juvenile, maybe it's too immature. Well, this 50-year-old woman is rocking this. And if I want to feel juvenile or immature, then I will be, and you can't stop me. But I think this isn't that at all. It's the raspberry is there, but as it dries down, it's slightly ever so spicy. It's blended so well. I think there's a licorice note in here as well. But if you don't like licorice, don't think, oh my God, I'm not going to wear this, because it's just supporting it. It's not at the forefront. Yeah, this one I will say I have to spray about 10 sprays and plus, and moisturize really well beforehand, and then it lasts on my skin about 4 hours. The projection is, if somebody's standing next to you, it's a bit of a wafter though, this wafts. It's kind of like you can leave a little scent trail with it. And yeah, it's shaped as a lipstick like this. And this is definitely repurchase worthy. Definitely. I can see why Paolo Bianco has got through so many bottles of this, because it's just divine, and it's not too sweet. It's an inoffensive scent. I think somebody said to me, oh, I don't like that scent. I would be very, very surprised, because this is a safe scent. This is a grab and go scent, but this could equally be all dressed up and you still want to feel that, to add that lasting touch. Well, yes, I am, is what you need. So, yes, I am going to repurchase this. Yes, I am going to wear this. And yes, I am the boss, as Richard knows. Finally, this is, in my collection, the most up-to-date one that came chronologically after the original. It's a flanker. It is Yes, I Am Fabulous, I think this is. Now, this, I like this, but it's not. I thought I was going to really like this because I did blind buy this and it wasn't expensive. But it has something in it that just my nose doesn't like. Now, it's meant to be blackberry, nutty. It's kind of like nutty, but I don't know. There's just something in it that. Now, it gives me a little bit Baccarat Rouge 540 vibes. I know it's nothing like that, nothing at all, but it's like, I feel like it reminds me a bit of sitting in the chair at the dentist, that kind of smell, a little bit. So this is a 50ml. I think this is actually going to go to perfume heaven. If anybody would like this, I'm going to make an executive decision because I'm not going to wear it. And it's literally hardly ever used. Well, a bit. Again, the longevity and the projection does not work as much as the previous one. This one is moderate to good projection longevity. This doesn't really last on my skin. And that berry note, which I love, goes into this milkiness. I mean, this has a bit of milkiness and a bit of lactonic qualities about it. but it's blended so well with the other notes. Whereas with the blackberry and the milkiness, it smells in a bit, to me, insipid. So it's a shame. The next Cacharel on my wish list, but it's got mixed reviews, I think it only came out last year, is a flanker of this again. Cacharel, Yes I Am Glorious. I don't want the delicious one, because I know I won't probably like that one, but the or the pink one. I don't think I like that one. But Yes I Am Glorious, because it has the note of peach and frangipani and tiare flower, which is like tropical vibe. I love tropical scents. I love wearing them in winter as well as spring, because it's just a pick-me-up. It's a tonic. Have you tried Yes I Am Glorious? I want to get my hands on it. You can buy it here in the UK, but it's very hard to get at the moment. I've seen it on one or two websites. I think maybe notino.co.uk. I haven't seen it on any private sellers that I've seen, really, only small samples. So I really want to get that one. I probably will, but the reviews that I've read on it is mixed. It's saying, oh, the peach disappears and the longevity isn't brilliant, but I'll just spray and spray and spray. Whereas the Yes I Am Fabulous, I know I won't wear that because there's something in it that just doesn't agree with me. So that's one on my wish list. And I think the other one on my wish list would be Gloria, but that's just a second mortgage. So who knows? The end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed my whole Cacharel collection. Through the years, it's Cacharel, like Mugler, like Guerlain. They are brands that, like Dior, they are my favourite brands, and Hermes again. And I'll always have Cacharel fragrances in my collection because of the nostalgia, because of the memories, but also because of the here and now and experiencing a bit of yesteryear, but living in the moment and looking to the future. Scents can take you on so many different journeys. And if you like this video and you agree, then please do a big thumbs up. But until next time, you've been watching another edition of the Fragrantician. I'll see you all in the next video where, yeah, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to keep you on tenterhooks, something like that. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Remember to spray with gay abandon. Until then, bye-bye, cherubs.